Fusion! Ha!
IKOMA! Turn me up! IKOMA, turn me up! Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, turn me the fuck up! Stop sleeping on these 12 episode animes! Let's pipe down. Let me get myself situated. I'm back. And I'm better. I feel good! Oh man. Look. It's gonna be a quick video. I know. Shocker. I still gotta watch the movie, but Kabaneri of an Iron Fortress, them last 2 episodes turn me the fuck up. Let me get a quick brief little summary. The plot. Imagine a train just rolling. All you got is the train. People, food, limited resources. And you think to yourself, why are all these people on this train? Oh, gang and them running. What we running from? Zombie-like humans. Technically, there's zombies in this motherfucker. It's on some Walking Z type shit. Walking Dead. Return of the Z. What the fuck that shit was called, man? It's basically zombies trying to eat on humans. Where did these zombies come from? We don't know. All we know is train rolling, stopping at multiple ports, and trying to escape zombies. That is the plot. We're trying to figure out, wait, how did this start? Where are these people going? And what defenses, mechanisms they got in place, and what the whoa. So that's the plot. Let's get to the motherfucking spoilers! So we learned that these zombies are called the Kabaneri, right? And the source of life in the Kabaneri it's in the chest, nigga. It's in the chest. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? So how it spreads, it's on some zombie shit. The zombie gets on your ass, or I guess the Kabaneri gets on your ass, eats you, eat it from the back.
Whoa. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? And it turns you into a Kabaneri. But we learn through the adventures of a young boy named IKOMA. IKOMA's backstory is so simple. He was in a village, minding his business as a youngin'. Boom! Hit with the fucking Kabaneri, right? Raided. People running around, fire and shit. His sister gets eaten up, trying to save his ass. His ass stuck in the mud, frozen. Anisha! You know what I'm saying? But he books. She said, run, bro. He books. You know, he keeps a little stone from her. I remember you, sis. Books. Somehow got to like a little town and shit. He's on his own, right? He becomes like this little engineer for the trains and stuff, like a train engineer to make sure the trains are patched up, etc. But he can't get that image out of his mind, bro. He can't get that image out of his mind. Damn. My cowardness let little sis die. That's what he keeps telling himself. But he was a little youth. He was a little baby. He was a little youth. There's nothing he could have done. But he don't know that. In his head, he's like, shit, if I was stronger, I could have saved my bigger sister, brother. I hate to break it to you. You were dead. If you tried to save your little sister, you were dead. But that's his reality. So he's working on shit, trying to figure out shit on how to defeat the Kabaneri. He saw that they have this light flow right here, so he was maximizing pressures on bolts and trying to use steam pressure on guns and compressors. Bang, bang, bang. You see what I'm saying? So like he over here doing some side shit while everybody else is scared. Everybody else is like, fuck that kid running. Woo. So every time the train stops at a port, they get off, they work, they're the engineers. They work on the train, they get screened. You get screened for like 3 days, make sure there's no bite marks on you, etc. So on the side, IKOMA is working on these new guns and shit like that with the wood, right? Then you got the actual train itself belongs to like a king. Like the king, the trains are owned by different kings, different positions of power, because they're always on the move type shit. You know what I'm saying? So his train gets to the port of the king, and then shit goes south because you got all these Kabaneri coming out with the wolves. So the king's like, we gotta bounce. Like, I don't know what you call king. It's not like the main shogun, but you know what I'm talking about, bro. They're like the leader. So then you got the princess that's involved, and then the princess is like, no, father, we gotta get as many people as we can on the train. Blah, blah, blah. And the king's like, fuck that. Listen, I'm going on the first train. Y'all ass going on the second train. Type shit. So IKOMA's train rolls through the port with the wool. They get stopped because obviously the Kabaneri are taking over and shit with the wool right there. So then the king goes on the first train, and then the princess is gonna go on the train that IKOMA was its own type shit. So in the midst of all that, after all that,
they took him off the court to put him even closer to the locker room. So it was like,
in the midst of all that, right? IKOMA somehow, I forget, because I watched these, I binge like the first half, or I binged like 10 episodes when I was on a flight or some shit, and the last 3 I binged right now. But it was something that mixed that happened where, you know, they were over here thinking that, you know, IKOMA was a Kabaneri, a Kabaneri with a, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people are just in fear type shit? Like, they just trying to blast everybody. Like, oh, you a zombie. Like, nigga, I'm not even a zombie. What the fuck? So, all that shit was going on. IKOMA ends up getting bit because he was over here fighting the Kabaneri, trying to test his weapon and shit with the. So now he's bit, and he was just like, "What the fuck?" So he's running back to his shed, like back to his homeland type shit, because that's where the invasion was happening. So he runs back to his homeland, his little house, where he has all his equipment and shit like that. So this shit is spreading. This man got bit and shit. It's just spreading. This man literally had some shit to where he could turn himself upside down in this mother. Oh no, I think he like strapped himself up and like contained that shit at the neck, tightened them bolts and shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck? This nigga got a Diddy chamber. This nigga has a freak chamber. How do you have all this shit that's chilling in your house? What? I mean, just straight up strapped it with the wolf. So long story short with that, it's contained. It's contained because how it works is the virus spreads to your head, you're dead. It's over with. You're officially a Kabaneri. So he was able to stop it, like right here. So like, his whole body was kind of like purple, and so he shielded up, whatever, with the whoop, right? And so then he was like, "Shit, I'm alive." But this is what we found out. Like, oh wait, A, you can stop the virus because this nigga just did, and then B, it's like, wait a minute. Since he stopped it, now he has like some supernatural powers. I was like, wait, what? How is this possible? So now he's like a little bit stronger. He can like endure like the bites of the Kabaneri and all that. So like, what the fuck is this thing? And in parallel to this, on another train that came into that port that just got taken over by Kabaneri, you had this little girl and like this big dude, right? So long story short of that, the big dude got ate up by some Kabaneri because he was trying to protect the little girl. But turns to find out this little girl is strong as shit. Her name is Mume. She's strong as shit. And we're like, whoa, who is this? Out of the blue, strong as shit. Even when IKOMA got found out, when he was like kind of like half, you know, human, half Kabaneri, whatever like that. I think he was like locked up or some shit. She like sniffed him. She was like, something different about you type shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so we knew something was up with this little girl. We just didn't know what. Well, turns out her ass is half human, half Kabaneri too. And now we got a name for it. The Kabaneri. Woo! So it was like, wait a minute. IKOMA's not the first one of this kind. There's other people that are half human, half half Kabane. And so we're like, oh damn. So like there's like sprinkled. They're probably sprinkled out in this motherfucker. So now we kind of got that, now it's creating that kind of plot of like, okay, the princess dad went out first and won the train. Now the princess has to step up and be the leader of this train. People all scared and shit like that. And we find out that the princess dad died. Like that first train got overtaken and ended up being, he got turned into a Kabaneri. And then, she had to realize that. And then like now she's dealing with the politics like of the train. Like people are scared because now we got two Kabaneris on the train that are they're obviously helping to protect the humans and shit because they're half human, but at the same time like there's elements of that they need blood to stay like fed and not be hungry and shit like that. So like it's just like a whole bunch of shit going on. Like, this typical shit. People led by fear, don't know what the future holds, don't know if they live tomorrow type shit. Like it's just a whole bunch of shit like that going on. So then the last element, the last piece of the plot is wait. So where did Mume come from type shit? You know what I'm saying? Like what's her backstory? So it turns out her town got infested with the Kabaneri and she was saved by this tall, shadowy figure. Now we didn't know they were she called him brother. And we thought like, okay, we don't know who this guy is with the wolf, right? But it turns out that this guy is the shogun's son. And the reason why he was out, not in the shogunate, is because he's a forsaken son. You know what I'm saying? He got kicked out by the shogun. So what really happened was the shogun kicked him out, sent him to war type shit, right? Sent him to war. And then set him up. Like sent him to war, but then sent a whole bunch of Kabaneri his way to make sure him and his troops get killed. Well, we find out later on. Should I get there yet? No, I don't get there yet. Well, hold on. Let me just go in order. So then the plot advances to, okay, who is this tall, shadowy man? What's his significance with the wolf? So it turns out he has his own fucking beast, like dripped out, pimp my ride train, right? That like is diesel. And like at first he appears to be, a kind of guy you could trust. He kills, the Kabaneri. Like I said, he's just tall, skilled with the wolf. So obviously the princess trusts him. They link trains together. Now he's leading that train as well. So it's like, okay, cool. We all going to the shogun. Like, yay, like we're all gonna be saved type shit. No, sir. This guy is an absolute savage. His name is Bibe. He's a fucking savage. He's pissed at his dad because his dad left him out for dead type shit. So that is now the new introduction of the plot, the new piece of it towards the end. Like, yes, we're going to the shogun, but we're going for different reasons. The princess and them want, they want to be saved for their people. They want a place that's safe for their people, while now they're being led by a train that just wants pure vengeance type shit. The plot thickening. So then another step is like, wait a minute. On that train that Bibe runs, they have a plethora of Kabaneri on this train. Why? Because they're doing experiments on the Kabaneri on just seeing how they originate, extracting blood, all that with the wolves. So there's a lot of science going on this shit. The other train don't know this. But the Kabaneris have the sense of they can smell and sense they can sense Kabaneris type shit, right? So that was crazy because it was oh shit, this nigga's over doing experiments and shit like that. So not only is he doing experiments, he uses the Kabaneris to put fear on people type shit. He'll release them in hordes on towns. So that way it's two things that happen. One, if he likes the town, he'll release them, and then he'll have his people kill the Kabaneri. So it's kind of a display of oh wow, we're saved. Look, we just got hit by this threat and we're saved. So it builds his prowess. It just builds his aura around him. Or if he doesn't like the town, he's fuck the leaders in this shit. We just release these bitches. And it's on some power play shit y'all dead type shit. We'll just take the strong with us and we kill the weak type shit. That's what he does. So it's every town's different that he hits. So you're seeing that shit and everything like that. And so I'm just gonna fast forward to the near end. So he obviously saw IKOMA as a threat because IKOMA was like, wait a minute, like, one, you mistreat Mume, you calling her weak and shit, but like manipulating her. Because he was manipulating her, saying like, look, you need to be strong so you don't be weak like your mom, like shit like that. You know, just saying fucked up shit. And so she's young. So of course she was just going along with it and shit like that. And so at the end, like towards the end on the train, it was a standoff because now Bibe has taken the whole train hostage and basically treating the other train like shit. Because like they figured out like, oh, he had all his cabinet, his plans with the wolf. And so it was a standoff between him and IKOMA. And so then he basically had Mume, he drugged Mume and had Mume fucking, you know, stab IKOMA and like he fell off the train and all that. Now he's all distraught because he's by himself and his best friend died in the mix and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's like all that bullshit down on your luck, like, oh fuck, like life sucks. Like, life really sucks. It sucks really bad. Like, look at me, woe is me. And then it just so happens that a familiar face came, pulled him out. I ain't going through all this. Look, he got pulled out the dumps. My nigga IKOMA turned the fuck up because I can explain this part. So the scientist that was on board of Biba's train developed two bloods from the cabinet. It's white blood that can like reverse the effects of it and keep you like if you're a Kabaneri, it keeps you as a Kabaneri, you're cool, like it calms you down. And then you got the black blood that accelerates the ability of a Kabaneri, basically turning you to a cabinet, like after a while. So he like presented those two bloods, so IKOMA said, fuck that, give him the black blood. Stabbed himself, turned the fuck up. Went Super Saiyan 3, I mean ripping off his shit, like just full embrace. Being a Kabaneri, about to be a Kabaneri in this motherfucker. And it was like, look, I need to go save Mume. Because, why does he have to say Mume? Just the last thing I'm going to say. He's going to say Mume because, like I said, Bibe drugged Mume, basically saying like, look, I need you for this last piece to take over the Shogun. And there's this thing called, what's it called? What, Black Shadows or something like that? Like Dark Shadows or so I forgot what it's called. But basically what it is if you inject somebody with enough like blood, like black blood, it will turn them to like a mother horde. Like it like the middle and a bunch of Kabaneris, will get like on top of them and it's like a big ass just like spider type shit, just full with just Kabaneris. And like they're able to like control it, but the host, like the source of it dies. So like the person who becomes a heart dies at the end. So that's why he needed Mume because like Mume would be the last piece. I'll get to that in a minute. Mume would be the last piece of like taking over the Shogun. So long story short, in conclusion, they finally got to the Shogun. Bibe had like this little plan to where he act like Princess was capturing him, all just to trick his father into like trying to kill him, and then end up having something on the knife that he was gonna kill him with, prick him and inject him with blood, which turned the father into a Kabane, and then the people start killing the Shogun and all that. So it's caused like a big like riot, revolt, etc. Right? Like it was a whole bunch of this chaos. He just wanted to eschew chaos, and that's what he did. Ensued chaos, and he kind of took over a little bit, and then IKOMA caught up with him, fought him one-on-one. That battle was fucking epic. And then IKOMA killed this nigga, or so we thought. And then tried to save Mume, went, got to Mume, injected the white blood. She was fine. The IKOMA was laid out. And then we find out that Bibe actually wasn't dead. I said this is gonna be a short video, and this shit's 20 minutes. What the fuck? Bibe like kind of blast him and shit. And we're like, oh shit. That's when it revealed that Bibe was actually a Kabaneri too. And we're like, fuck. We knew that, but we also didn't know that, like, because he hit it very well. So he was actually a Kabaneri too. That's why he was so damn strong. And so then we're like, okay, Bibe might be dead. He saves Mume, but then it turns out Bibe's not dead. So he came back, and he was like, get up, IKOMA, get up, bitch, and like shot him. And then IKOMA at this point was already passed out. Like he's done. He's cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit went to his brain and all that. He tried to fight it as long as he could. It is what it is. Of course, like the little symbols when his sister and all that was displayed. So then Mume was crying like, "Ikoma, come back! Ikoma, come back! Ikoma, come back!" And then she ended up killing Bibe with a whoop. What that? So then it turns out that Ikoma was actually okay because Bibe shot him with the white blood, which we couldn't see. Well, we saw him shoot him, but we didn't know who shot with what. We believe that Bibe shot him with the white blood because he wanted him to heal up and finish the fight on some shit like, I ain't no bitch, like, fight me again. Like, you got me this time, but fight me again, which is stupid. But anyways, then they ended up getting back on the princess train, and now I think that's where the movie is going to pick up of how they're going to escape and deal with shit like that. So that's a quick little recap. No, it's 20 minutes, but still a quick little recap. Look, let's get to some things I like and I didn't like. So some things I didn't like is obviously like with these 12 episodes anime, like of course they're going to put a lot in the plot, which I'm fine with. I always hate when animes have like them stills. Like I don't like stills like when it's just like a moment of like just the same image being displayed and all that. To me, it's like you're trying to fill in time type shit. Like I don't know if that's some cheap shit or what. I don't like that. There was a lot of that in this anime. I thought some of the plot, like some of like the plot holes is weird. Like to me, with the whole Mume shit at the end, it didn't make sense to me why he had to turn her into a horde. Like I didn't understand why he had to turn to like a dark shadow or whatever the shit was called. Because like it played no purpose. Like the chaos was already ensued. Like so to me that kind of felt like if they were going to do that, she should have played more of a bigger part in like the Shogun takeover. But he already handled that. Like he already killed his pops and shit. So it was like what? All the other shows is extra. So I didn't really like that part. I think that's it. I mean, obviously, you know, some of the lines were weird. Like they had like this one like American part of the train. Like he was clearly from British, and all his lines were in English. Or it wasn't even like in English. It was like an English like retarded accent. Like it was just retarded. Like it was like the accent like like it was like very performative. And it was just weird. Like that to me was just weird. I didn't really understand it. I didn't laugh at that shit. So let's just be nitpicky on things I didn't like. What I did like was the action was good, the suspense was good. Early on, they showed that they had mechanisms on the train. Like, if you got bit, you're out of here. Like, here, either we're gonna shoot your ass, or you're gonna get this little packet, put it over your heart, pull that bitch, and you're dead. Like, it was a bunch of suicide in this shit. Like, that shit was crazy. It did a good job of like creating an environment that was very tense. Like, you could feel the tenseness over the screen when you're watching this shit. Like, damn, I do not want to ever be in a situation like I do not want to be on a situation where I'm on a train with people I don't know or barely know, and we're all put in difficult just like situations. Like this shit was very, very fucking tense. Action scenes was good. Like I said, the last 2 episodes were really good in terms of just emotion. Like, I think throughout the anime, it lacked like that kind of emotion connection to some shit. Like they tried to like have a little backstory for Mume and all that, but it just wasn't really hitting like that. But the last 2 episodes really hit an emotion of you felt like a man in Bibe who always talked bad about cowards when saying like, you know, people are led by fear and all that, but this whole time he was being led by fear. And you saw that vulnerability at the end when he was when he got shot by IKOMA at the end. And you kind of felt like, oh, he was laying there helplessly, like he realized like he's the true coward in this situation. That shit was deep. And then obviously like Mume like rediscovered a new path for her life and like that she wasn't weak and everything like that. So it was like a bunch of just pieces that were just deep. It was the last 3 episodes because when Ikomo's best friend died trying to save him, that was emotional as well. So it was like a lot of shit. Like the last 3 episodes really like pulled on those emotional strings, bro. So that was fire. So all in all, great anime in 12 episodes only. Highly recommend you watch it. If I had to give it a rating, I'll give like a smooth little. I give like an 8.3 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't leave this feeling emotionally impacted. Like this won't change my life, so I can't give it a 9+. But it was a great watch for 12 episodes.